Today we are actually gonna be switching things up a smidge. We're gonna be doing reacts, closer to the end of the evening. This is Even Fancier Drinking by Incognito Mode, aka Internet Historian's other channel.
Brought to you by Incogni. Alright, we've done theater, we've done painting, we've done wine, and now it's time to do some drinking stuff in general. And to start, let us learn about the drinking cultures of the world.
Ooh, okay. Drinking cultures of the world.
Welcome to my private jet.
Oh,
Come on, kid.
so
I got a lot
fancy.
to teach you about the world.
What is
We must
that?
learn all of the drinking customs
Why
of all the
does that
funny
look-
foreign places. Starting with where drinking was invented. The country of Uck.
London. Uck. Oh, Uck.
The trick is to jump just before you hit the ground. Observe British people in their natural
Golly.
habitat. Here they do a thing
British.
called cheers, where they clink their glasses together before drinking. The tradition dates back centuries, but the origin, why they started doing it, is somewhat unknown.
Oh.
But we have a couple of theories. Theory
Okay,
one,
okay.
poisoning.
Oh.
Yes. So imagine a situation like this. Two people who don't trust each other, sitting down together at the pub. This guy then does something shady to the other guy's drink.
Oh, no.
Here you go. Did you poison my drink? Me? I would never. Well then, I'll pour a little of mine into yours, and you can pour a little of yours into mine, and we'll both either be totally fine or both totally dead. No, there's no need to do that. So that was the initial version. And then eventually they just kind of shortcutted it to, yeah, clink clink, it's fine, I trust you. But
Well, okay, what if they, like, clinked and it sloshed over the side, and that was the way that you, like, did that, you know? I don't know, that makes sense to me.
that's probably a myth. So, theory number 2.
So everyone gets roofied together. Oh.
Right, in the Middle Ages, people were worried about spooky ghosts and spirits.
Ooh.
So they'd do cheers very loudly to scare away the demons.
Oh.
Also, sometimes you'd spill some of your drink onto the table and the floor, and then that was like a little offering to the spirit. But that's probably also not true. The most likely answer is simply that everyone likes that sound. It's very satisfying.
Oh.
There's more.
Oh, my.
You know when someone drops a glass and everyone goes kind of silent, like, oh, you fucking idiot? Well, in the UK, instead, everyone goes, way, in celebration, as a way to make fun of you, but also make you feel not so bad.
That's great.
The BBC.
I love it. Oh.
They have a whole organization for that now.
No.
We gotta get out of here. We'll take my private cruise ship. Come to Italy, where they filmed the Mario movie. Let me just park this here.
Oh my
Sorry, is this
goodness.
actually real?
Oh, that's XQC! That's XQC!
Come this way to the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Pizza!
Held up by the raw strength of 1,000 tourists posing for photographs. But did you know that Italians, when they say cheers, say chin chin?
Chin chin!
Now, that is very funny to the Japanese, because in Japanese, chin chin means penis.
Oh shit!
Germany
Yo! I didn't know that! Chin chin!
next.
Okay, Germany.
Now here
Germany.
they do Bruderschaft, where you link your
Bruderschaft.
arms together when drinking. It's also kind of seen all over the world at
Oh,
weddings in
wow.
particular, but only the Germans have a name for it. It symbolizes the end of formalities between two people. But the Germans have a lot more. Now, when you clink glasses together with someone, you have to look them directly in the eye,
Oh my. Oh my.
and if you don't do it, you will be cursed with 7 years of bad sex, apparently.
Oh shit!
It's not my fault. It's the Germans.
It's the
Then when doing shots
Germans. So if you're bad at sex, blame it on the Germans.
In Germany, they sometimes also go mit, and you hold the
Zermit.
glass near your belly. Tit,
Sir
and you hold it near your chest. And then sack, and you hold it near your,
Wait,
And
why?
then zack, and you drink. Now, on to Finland. They
What?
keep it casual.
Oh,
They have a
Finland.
custom
Okay.
specifically for drinking alone. You're supposed to
Oh.
do it while loafing around in your underpants, and it's called kalsari kani, also known
Kalsari
as
Kani.
underwear drunk. All right, that's all I could find on Finland. So off to Canada. To get there, I booked us a private fishing trawler. It's so exclusive that even these fish, yes, they go to a private school. In Newfoundland, Canada, they have the Newfoundland Screech. You take a shot of Screech, and then you do the Screech.
Screech is the
Goes
type
like
of
this.
run.
Is you a screecher? And then you answer like this. Deed I am, me old cock, and long may your
May your-
big jib jaw. That's it.
It's a pirate culture. Then they take a
love
big
it.
fish, usually a cod, and they kiss it on the lips.
What?
Anyway, I'm kind of busy, so there's no more customs anywhere in the world. You can do some more, maybe independent research
my.
yourself. I'll see you back in a few.
my. Golly. Wait, what? That's
Okay,
it?
this next section is on cocktails.
Oh
So
my
it
god.
all started when we made this asset where the Irish character, he's shaking a cocktail at a frat party, and I turned to the editor and I went, wait a minute, that's a weird word. Why are they called cocktails?
Why are they
And we
called
started
cocktails?
Googling it, and we kind of went down a rabbit hole, and it was actually really interesting. So, here it is. Cocktails. In the 1700s, fuel prices were outrageous. So,
Only in the 1700s? I think that's the same nowadays, ain't it?
everybody used the horse.
The horse.
Now, horses weren't just used for travel, they were also used for work in the fields. So you would sometimes put a harness on a horse for ploughing a field, right? Now, when you do that, its tail actually gets in the way, and so we have to do something about that thing. Think of it like the foreskin of the horse. You put it in a
What?
guillotine, and everybody closes their eyes. Problem solved. Now, this practice is called docking. It has a different meaning these days.
Wait, what?
So once the tail is docked, some say it's much easier to clean. But it also kind of looks like a chicken's tail, right? Hence, they would call these tails cocktails. So that's step one in the story.
What?
You've also got horse merchants, right? And they are a very shrewd bunch. They know that when they sell their horses, the customer wants very feisty and energetic animals. Someone who's buying a horse doesn't want one that's kind of sickly, or lazy, or sleeping all the time, right? They need it for work. So how do you ensure, then, that your horse looks full of beans and moxie and some other stuff, and has the maximum horsepower possible when it's
It
time
has
to
big
sell?
balls!
Well, they would use this one quick hack.
Oh
All
gosh.
the equestrians hate them. They would go over to their mortar and pestle, and they would throw in some chili, some ginger, and a few other spices, and just mix it all together.
Okay.
They would go over to the horse, hold still, little fella, and with the mixture go up into the no-no area.
What? What? They would put ginger and hot peppers up their Yo, think of how on fire you would be.
Now, the horse doesn't like that very much, so it's kicking, it's going mad,
Oh
and
my
the bitters are all
God.
like, wow, this is a really great horse. It's got some spunk, I tell ya. I'm buying it.
Golly.
So the horse merchants made a whole bunch of money, and everyone was happy.
That is.
Well,
Except for the
almost everyone.
horses. Aww.
the end of step 2. Now step 3.
Oh my
Around the same
God.
time, you've got bartenders over in the saloon, and they have just invented the science of mixology. They've
Okay.
realized that you can add Red Bull and lemon juice to stuff and actually make alcohol not taste so bad. But
True,
when they
true.
added some ginger and spices and maybe a little bit of pepper, people went, oh, I know these. These are those horse suppositories.
Oh
Cocktails,
my
we'll call them.
God.
Glug, 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 glug. And the name stuck.
Wow. That is. I'm so sorry,
Do you
horses.
think it's too early for ad time? I don't think it's too early for ad time.
Golly.
Oh no, help me, Incogni man. I signed up for discounts at a retail store and they won't stop sending me messages. Huh? I signed up to that website years ago. Why are they still spamming me?
That would be my doing. I am data-based man.
Who will stop him? It's me, Incogni Man. Incogni is the brilliant service that tells a whole bunch of databases and people who have your data and stuff to get fucking lost. It says, hey, do you have this email address? Well, lose it. Hey, marketer man, you can't use this phone number anymore. Instead of chasing them all up manually by signing up to Incogni, they send these legal requests on your behalf to get you deleted from the internet.
Let us do battle in my realm.
And then we teleport to the desert.
I better follow him. Incogni portal.
Good of you to finally join us.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna stop you. Incogni lawyer powers, legal threats, data removal tools, Consumer Privacy Act, data protection regulations, polite yet stern wording. It has created a Gundam. So go to incogni.com/incognito. Sign up today and get 60% off an annual plan. I won't change numbers. I won't change email addresses. I'll just simply take them back. I can feel it working. My phone isn't ringing as often. My email inbox, it's less full with just a whole bunch of shit. And then like the sun comes out of the clouds clear.
My databases are getting too light. I'm floating away.
He'll die of the cold eventually.
Pan up and it's an old man. He's like, not bad, kid. Not bad at all.
So go to incogni.com/incognito. Sign up today and get 60% off an annual plan. Ad over. Have you heard about the latest dangerous trend? It's all over social media. Wine mixed with watermelon.
What?
A combination when mixed together makes a deadly poison. Here we are in Argentina with a delicious watermelon. Now let me chase it down with a glass of wine. Okay, it's not true, but it's been a myth in South America for over 100 years that you should never pair wine and watermelon together. No one quite knows why, but we dug and we dug and we were able to find a single source from an author, Facundo de Genova, and he says in probably Argentina, probably sometime in the 1800s, there was a small Catholic church and everything was great. For a time. They grew wine for dinner and watermelon for dessert. Until one day, something bad happened in their idyllic little town. A few men in the village started getting a bit grabby. It was a whole Me Too thing. It was the first Me Too. It was a me one. No one quite knows who did what to whom, but it was a big scandal, I tell you. And it kept happening.
Oh no, what's happening to our beautiful village?
They said in their funny foreign accent. Now, presiding over the village was a monastery. So the priests all gathered together at this monastery to figure out what the hell's going on with all this grabbiness,
Yeah, this town sucks now.
said the women folk.
I hope you have the plan to fix this.
Yes, of course we do. But first, we must figure out why the men are becoming so grabby. Come on, guys, think outside the box. We have to find something, anything to blame, except the people who actually did the thing. So the priests began looking at the diets of the people in the village. The priest said aloud. One of the monks proposed a theory. Have you noticed that we grow a lot of grapes here? Yes. And have you noticed that we also grow a lot of watermelon? Yeah. Well, what if, somehow it makes the men folk grabby? That must be it. We must put a stop to this.
Wine and watermelon?
Well, let's tell them that if they drink wine and eat watermelon, they'll go to hell. Okay, so that's what they did. Hear ye, do not drink wine and then eat watermelon. You'll go to hell. Oh, really? Really? I don't know that. Really? And it worked. The assaults suddenly stopped. Hurrah!
Days without unwanted grabbing is wild.
Although whether that was a coincidence, we don't actually know. Over time, however, the messaging kind of evolved, because don't mix wine with watermelon isn't exactly a well-known Bible proverb, and people became less religious. So instead of, you'll go to hell, the line changed to, it's poison and you'll die.
Oh my
And in
gosh!
Argentina, in some places, the myth still perpetuates. Now, is there actually any evidence at all that pairing wine and watermelon together really causes the mood? Kinda. Watermelon contains an amino acid, arginine, which partially transforms into nitric oxide, and then nitric oxide is a vasodilator. And vasodilators do this. Plus, wine also has polyphenols, and that also helps in the formation of nitric oxide, so double this. But the effect from nitric oxide is actually very mild. Also, all of these foods have polyphenols and arginine in them as well. So pretty much everything has it. So, no, the effects are likely hugely overstated. So, the moral of the story is...
Don't be a grabby.
This next section is on wine in the Bible. Sort of. Apologies if we got any details wrong. We mostly kept this section because we liked the pun on Eucharist.
Eucharist. Okay, wine in the Bible.
Jumping forward to Jesus. This is his first recorded miracle. So, Jesus and a whole bunch of his followers and stuff, they are invited to a wedding in Cana. Now, the waiter goes over to serve some guests some wine, and... uh-oh.
It's empty.
Oh no!
What do you mean it's empty?
There's no more wine.
No, wait, I've got a plan, says Jesus. Bring me 6 big stone jugs, about 20 to 30 gallons each, and fill them up to the brim with H2O. Now, check out this. And he does the finger thing.
The finger thing.
And then when they went to pour the water, suddenly it was wine. And it was the best wine that anyone had
120
ever
gallons?
had. And they go, oh, that's pretty good, Jesus. But have you got any other miracles? And he says, yes. Come on, we're going to do a supper. Now, everyone is gathered around, and this is the point at which Jesus reveals, by the way, one of you is very sus. I know
Very
one of
sussy.
you will betray me. And he looks at Judas, and Judas is kind of looking away. But then Da Vinci's like,
Guys, I need you to stay still for the painting.
so Jesus goes, watch this. And he takes some bread and wine, and he says, look at this bread. This is my flesh. And everyone's kind of like, really? And he goes, well, yeah. I mean, if you're Protestant, then just metaphorically. No, okay, look at this wine. It is my blood. Really? Quit making this so complicated. Here, have some. So he hands it to his disciples, and they went, fantastic. I was peckish and thirsty. And he goes, yes, in fact, I shall call this little celebration a Eucharist, or Holy Communion.
Eucharist.
It will be the
Oh, that's
practice
where the
of
word
eating
comes
one
from.
cracker or piece of bread and drinking some wine. And if you eat the whole thing and drink the whole bottle, that's called a huge Eucharist.
A huge
Now, most Christians today take that as a
Golly.
symbolic thing. Unless you are Catholic. Now,
Did anyone else, like, get grape juice instead of wine? I'm pretty sure it's like grape juice now. They don't actually even do wine.
they believe in what's called transubstantiation, which means that the bread and wine literally turns into the body and blood of Jesus at the moment that they are consumed. However, it does still look like bread and wine, and they call that
What?
phenomenon appearance or accident. It has changed, but you just can't tell, except for sometimes when you actually can. Lanciano, Italy, in the 8th century, there is a monk, and he has been on r/atheism for far too long. He is starting to have doubts about the blood and wine stuff, but he still has his monkly responsibilities. So, he holds mass, and he says the words of consecration, this is my body, this is my blood, this is my rifle, this is my gun, and at that very moment, the bread turns into literal flesh in his hands. And the wine turned to blood.
Wow.
Holy shit, said everybody in unison. And ironically, he went, oh, well, I should probably not eat this then. So instead, he kept it in this chalice thing. What is it? A clock? Anyway, there it remains still today, kept in the Church of San Francesco. And now, a couple of years later, in the 1970s,
That has
Professor
to have been
Odaro
fake.
Leone decides, let me do a bit of an experiment. So he took a sample of the flesh, and he came to the conclusion that it was indeed real. Apparently, it was part of a heart valve, and that the blood type was AB. The sample has not been analyzed since. However, it is officially recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. Here ends the reading.
That's
Now,
crazy.
you might say, wow, that section really doesn't have a whole lot to do with wine. And in fact, you're just badly retelling a Bible story. This final
face.
section we started making for the main channel when we found this massive court document, and we thought, holy shit, this is a hell.
Wait. Being lawyers, there are several cases that are taking place over many years with many different parties involved. I struggle to read anything with big words, but my mom isn't around to help me sound each syllable out. So this is our best attempt at understanding what happened. Okay.
Tell the story. And we had all these ideas of it being like Witcher themed, and so there were quite a few like random Witcher assets, just ignore that. But it just kept blooming and blooming into this bigger story, and it got too long. And so here it is on Incognito.
Okay.
And here we begin in 1743. The
1743.
birth of Thomas Jefferson. Push, Mrs. Jefferson, push. Now, Tom Jeff. He was involved with some politics.
Jeeve! I'm Jeeve!
Kind of
That was
sexy,
great.
but you're too late, he's dead.
Oh!
But what's more important is he tried his hand at a lot of different hobbies. Architecture. He designed his own home in Monticello. He played the violin. He kept mockingbirds. He collected fossils. And, most relevant of all, he hoarded a culture. In his
Hoarded a culture. Okay.
extensive garden, he kept 330 types of vegetables and 170 types of fruit. One of those
Wow.
fruits was grapes.
Grapes! We like
So
grapes.
he tried his hand at viniculture. And while he was good at a lot of things, he never saw much success with making wine. So he mostly collected the stuff. Now, people naturally wondered, like, hey, what happened to the wine he made and the wine he collected? Did he sell it all? Did he give it away? Did he attempt the huge caress?
The
Fast
huge
forward,
caress?
1985. Meet German music producer Hardy Rodenstock. He is an avid wine collector. And he's tapping on the walls of old buildings in Paris, looking for some national treasures. On this occasion, the wall opened, and my God. Sealed behind, he said that he found a collection of 24 bottles, dating all the way back to the 1780s, and look at that.
Oh no!
THJ engraved right there on the glass. Thomas Jefferson. It seems like Mr. Rodenstock has stumbled upon Jeff's hidden collection. Mystery solved.
Ooh.
And it would make sense that they wound up in France because Jefferson spent a number of years over there. Amazing. And into Rodenstock's wine collection, they went. Now, Rodenstock's wine collection was something quite special, and he liked to show it off. So every year he would host tasting events that featured extremely rare wines. And he would invite all the most prominent German celebrities.
What are those white dots on his... What are these white dots? It must be a photograph thing, right? That looks really heckin' weird.
Such as the Hans brothers,
The
and
Hans
Das
brothers.
Boot, and Death Stranding.
Oh
Now,
my.
one of his guests was a guy named Michael Broadbent, the senior director for Christie's auction house.
Oh.
Together, they cracked open one of the THJ bottles. Bottle number 1. Broadbent said that the wine was delicious. Yup, these bottles are in perfect condition, he said. You should really auction these things. I run an auction, you should put them in there. Huh, maybe I should, said Mr. Rodenstock. Maybe
Deciding this over a bottle of wine doesn't seem like a smart idea, though. You're gonna get a little tipsy and make bad decisions.
I should. But before they did that, they sold
Why do I have a feeling he's gonna get swindled?
2 of the bottles privately, number 2 and number 3, and they drank a 4th. On the 5th of December 1985, they put up bottle number 5 for auction at Christie's. It was bought by Christopher Forbes for £105,000, which at the time meant it was the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold. But that wine wasn't to drink. Proudly, that thing sat on the Forbes shelf, eventually to be put into the Forbes gallery in the exhibit on former presidents.
That is
And
really
funnily
cool.
enough, they actually put this bottle on display under big industrial lights, and it heated the thing something fierce. And the heat ruined its drinkability, of course.
Oh no.
In fact, so intense was the light that the glass expanded and the cork fell into the bottle.
That is
Some time
awful.
passed. They celebrated the sale with another drink. Bottle number 6, now gone. And then they sold 2 more privately. In 1987, they drank bottle number 9. In 1988, they drank bottle number 10. And at this point,
I have
a
a
new
feeling a
challenger
lot of
enters
these
the
are
scene.
gonna be drinks.
The White Wolf of Palm Beach. They call him Bill Koch. Some say it's short for billionaire. He's a member of one of the wealthiest families in America. And he is also one of the world's most avid collectors of wine. So, they sell him a total of 4 bottles for $311,804. We're
Wow.
way over here on the graph at this point. So, gently, careful now, he put them in his climate-controlled cellar. And he would show them off to his friends. Otherwise, here they remained for the next 17 years. As the years ticked by, more bottles were sold and more bottles were consumed, until there were none left.
He didn't even keep one for himself?
2005. The 4 Coke bottles had sat around for a long time on the shelf, doing nothing, when something new happened. The Boston Museum of Fine Arts was interested in displaying the bottles and wanted to trace the exact provenance. So Coke gets on the line with the Jefferson Foundation and he goes, "Oh, look, I don't mean to brag, but I'm about to have my bottles displayed at the Boston Museum. But I need just a little bit of verification. Could you tell me exactly where these bottles come from?" And the Thomas Jefferson Foundation responded, "I'm afraid we can't do that. We don't think they're real."
Oh
Yeah.
no.
In fact, you're not the only person to call about this. What? Yes.
What?
It was in the 80s. A Mr. Broadbent, I believe, of Christie's auction house called up trying to verify the bottles so that he could sell them. But we looked through our comprehensive historical records and found no mention of these bottles. Here's a letter we sent saying that we couldn't verify them, and they're probably fake. But he sold those bottles to me.
Oh no.
Now, back to 1776. Now, here's a thing you should know
Oh,
about Jefferson.
no.
Let's just say,
I
if he
knew
was
it.
around today, he would play a lot of Factorio. He was, you know.
Factorio.
Collection of Funko Pops in the world.
And that meant that his record keeping was very meticulous. All of his anime was ordered alphabetically. And
Oh
so
my.
too were all the things that he ever purchased, including wine. So that's my story, Mr. Pepsi. And those bottles are probably fake. When Coke hears about this, he hangs up the phone and hits speed
Golly.
dial on his pager or something, and I need to assemble a team of investigators. Mr. Rodenstock lived in Germany, so Coke's investigators scoured the countryside for clues, and eventually they found a lead. They managed to track down 5 German residents who claimed to have done engraving work for Rodenstock in the past. They said, "Hey, have you seen these bottles before?" And they went, "Oh yeah, we have. We did those." And all 5 were certain that the THJ engravings were done by an electric power tool. Every one of these 24 bottles of Jefferson wine
Gosh.
were big fat phonies. Allegedly. So, Bill takes all of this evidence to court, and Rodenstock is summoned, but he doesn't show up. So Bill wins in absentia and is awarded $1 million. In the end, Bill never received any money from Rodenstock. But to Bill, it was about sending a message more than receiving any money.
I'm coming after you.
And it's just one battle of many that Bill has fought against counterfeit wine. In 2008, Coke filed a consumer fraud lawsuit against the Chicago Wine Company, which was later settled out of court. Another time, Coke spent $3.5 million buying nearly 2,700 bottles of wine from Zacky's auction house. Almost $350,000 worth was fake. The auction
That
house
is
settled out of court,
wild.
but the seller was told to pay $379,000 in damages and another $1,000 for every bottle. But then the next day they went, you know what, we've thought about it. This jury has decided to award you $12 million in punitive damages. Jackpot, said Mr. Coke, I'm rich. But a year later the court changed its mind and awarded Coke only $711,000. Okay, so this guy's like a one-man army, and he's going
That
around
is
trying to scare
wild.
the shit out of anyone who's selling fake wine. Oh, you've got expensive rare wine, do you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll buy it then. Yeah, but no, yeah, I'll buy it. No, it's fine. It's genuine, is it? Yeah, you're saying it's genuine. Yeah, definitely. And then he goes and he inspects it, then finds it's fake, and then goes, yeah, I knew all along, stupid. Lawsuit time.
Oh
By doing
my
this, he's very
gosh.
slowly cleaning up the market. After all of these investigations, Bill has spent around $35 million tracking down fake wine. But by 2016, Coke was ready to lay down his weapons. He sold off a big chunk of his collection, and it sold for $22 million. Which means he likely did not break even. So consider giving to his GoFundMe.
All of that for
Now, this
some
is actually
wine?
just a very small part of the story. This scandal ended up making such waves across the wine industry that they decided to make a movie about it. Based on the Benjamin Wallace
Billionaire's
book,
Vinegar.
The Billionaire's Vinegar. And it was set to star
gosh.
Brad Pitt. No, wait. Now it's Matthew McConaughey. No, wait. It looks like it's cancelled.
Dang. Dang. All right.
Alright, that's the video. Thanks for watching. 4 more to go, but we've already started in on the regular type stuff in case you don't love fancy. Okay, bye. And don't forget, incogni.com/incognito.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, that was even fancier drinking by incognito mode. Learned a couple things. Learned a lot about wine and what is not wine. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the chaos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and come join me on Twitch. I stream every day, 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. EST time. I hope to see you there. Bye.